Hello, welcome to Creative Crafting by Katie. I have a Patriotic star from Target Dollar Spot, a napkin. This is from my napkin pack. Unfortunately, it is sold out. I'm going to use Antique Waverly wax on the entire star. I don't do the sides, just the top and the outer edge, just not the sides. It's like an MDF board, so it's not necessary. So I'm brushing it on just to make it quicker and wiping it off with a baby wipe. This is all going to be vintage looking, so I wanted to make sure that I stained it because it'll work real well with the napkin. I'm just getting into all the edges and corners. Dry it up real well before you go and add your napkin to it because you want to make sure that the Mod Podge is going to stick properly. So just worry more about the center. Now I'm going to take my napkin. I like to keep my napkins intact so that they store better and they don't want to tear as much or fold. And I'm just going to take out the flag. I'm not going to use the outer perimeter of this. You could have taken the napkin and tore the rest of it apart and use the perimeter to go around it. But the area of the star is not that big, so I thought this would look just as good. So I'm going to Mod Podge this napkin onto the star, into the center, and apply the napkin. Make sure that you get it all down nice and flat. Get the air bubbles out and let it wrinkle. This is the appropriate type of project for that. If you don't like wrinkles, you could use your iron as well. Now I'm just Mod Podging over the top of it. You know, iron is that 4-letter word we don't use in our house, so you will not see me do that very often. Once in a while, when I know it's necessary. I'm wiping off the excess Mod Podge all around the napkin. I don't want that to dry, having that different. This is a matte finish Mod Podge, but however, it will leave a film or a different look on it. So in order to keep it from looking different, I did wipe it off around the edge. And then I have some of this, it's a ribbon of sort, and there's 3 different styles on this one card from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to use that along with the different patterns you see here that's red, white, and blue. I'm making them smaller as far as not wide on some of them because I don't want it to be that wide of a bow. It's not that big of an area. So these are ribbons that are in my ribbon packs, most of them. The red, white, and blue stuff. There's several different packs that you can get or on my website at Creative Crafting by Katie, and they're sold where it's 3 different styles at a 1 yard a piece. So I'm just adding that look there, making it a little bit more rustic or primitive, and having that in a couple spots throughout the bow. It was just more of a lacy twine, I guess is how you could call it, but it is a ribbon, and that came from the Dollar Tree. Let's just make our messy bow. I used a zip tie to hold that tight. And then you can cut your excess off after you spread it out. You can fold it in and get them cut. Sometimes I just like to take a pair of scissors and go around the edge. Well, a pair that work. Because, that's super fun to find in my collection of scissors. Anyways, just cut them off and go all the way around. I'm cutting those little twine type lacy ones down a little bit. Now I got serious. I grabbed the fabric scissors. If I grab the fabric scissors, I mean serious business. So that is the messy bow. But then I decided that I was going to put some twine around here. This is more of a nautical type twine or jute. And so, gotta plug the glue gun in, huh, girl? This was one I wasn't planning to do what I did on a lot of it. So it's just kind of catching me off guard. So I decided, well, that heats up. I'm going to take some red, white, and blue acrylic paint pens by Fly C that I get on Amazon. And I'm just applying a little bit, and then you'll see me taking my finger across there and joining it together, or blending would be the appropriate word. And a little bit of Antique Waverly wax on that from my baby wipe. Oh, you couldn't see that. That is Flysea, Flysea. And again, I get it on Amazon. So now I'm going to apply this thicker jute or twine around here. And as I do a section of a point, I have to cut it off because it's too thick for it to curve properly and get up into that point. So I decided that it was best if I just cut it down. And this is what you'll see me doing here as we go around the star. I'm pushing it in with my scissors because the jute will want to fray and come apart. So that I would cut it off before I got started again, and trying to straighten it all up so it's not frayed looking, and get it shoved in there, and just hot glue it around the two sides like so. And there we go. Cut it off again, and just repeat this all the way around the project. Now you could use thinner jute if you choose. I just thought this looked good. And we are going to do something fun, so stay tuned to what I do. After I get this on, I decided that I wanted it to pop a little bit more. And I have the perfect blue and jute colored twine from Dollar Tree. If you guys haven't found this, try looking for it. It comes in red and jute color, brown natural color, and the two colors are entwined in it, and it's so cool. You can use it even as nautical rope. So just keep that in mind, and it's well worth it. They're very decent sized rolls. So after we get done with this, we will apply a messy bow to it, and I will put the star in the middle of the messy bow. That one that I made with this Flysea acrylic paint pens. All right. So just get it tucked in there and see how cute that looks. Now this is where I decide that I'm going to antique this is a red antique. So I'm going around the edge of the napkin with red. I just want to pull a little bit of color into it, but not just real subtly. So I'm using my finger to apply it. That way I get the coverage where I want it. I don't want to apply it all over the napkin, just around the edge. And so here I am blending it in with my baby wipe that had some of that antique wax on there. And we're going to put that messy bow on there. And I'm thinking, this is kind of plain. So why don't we go and do the jute after. So I put my messy bow on first. Lots of hot glue for that baby. I've misplaced my star. I'm always losing something, right, ladies? I'm telling you, if I didn't have my head attached, that'd be rolling too. I don't know. Sometimes, ladies, sometimes. So here's where I decide, you know what? This needs some love. Straighten up that edge. Taking off that because it wasn't dry yet or set up. And I go around here. This is the navy with the natural twine or jute color, and they are wrapped together. And so I outline the inside and outside of the thick brown jute that I put in there. And this is just going to make the star pop even more because the jute looks really good, but this is kind of popping it out more and still keeping to that rustic vintage type primitive star, and which I'm kind of into this a lot this year. I'm doing a lot more of this vintage stuff. And on the Patriotic side, most of my Patriotic has been done this way. Very vintage and muted looking, is what I like to say, where it's just basic. And nothing wrong with basic, right? Okay, so here we are around the curve, getting around there, topping it off, and then I decide, I think the middle needs it as well. So it's a quick enough thing to do. As you see, I do start out at the same top point where my messy bow is going to go. That way you can hide any of the ends on both of the jutes, because I don't cut this one off before, I don't have to cut this one off like I did the original jute, because this one is small enough that it will make that curve and I don't have to worry about it. And just tuck it in there with some scissors or something sharp to get it into that corner. Very simple. And it's amazing how something is simple and inexpensive as this bolt of twine is. It's just really, really cool how something so simple can really make the project pop and be that added extra touch. You weren't sure that it was needed, but once you do it, it really does prove that it's necessary. So there it is. It definitely shows a pop. I know with these sped up videos, sometimes you don't get as good of a look at it, but I promise you, trust me, it's adorable. Look, I found my star too. I wonder where that was hiding. I don't even know. I remember losing it, but I don't remember where I found it at. That is so funny. There's my little star. How cute. So this could be a star that would just stand up or lean. And it's too big for a tier tray, I would say, unless you got some real big honkin' tier tray. But I'm just taking some beads that I had gotten a couple winters ago from Walmart. They were already beaded, or I'm already painted red, and so I'm just tying a knot around them to make sure that they don't slide up or down the string. And then I'm going to make this into a small little hanger. And the red matches really well. So just hot glue it on the back end of that. I want to say the star was $3 or $5. I'm not for certain. I don't remember. The tag's still on there. Well, not anymore. There it goes. And just a popsicle stick to hold it. How stinking cute is that? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for hanging with me. Bye now.